Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We as Dlearn.Helsinki want to look at the photos and think, what is common for all these people? They are of different age, gender, cultural background, working on really different kinds of tasks and having really different role in the society. What is common for all of them is that they have strong global competencies that are key capabilities when building sustainable world and future for all of us. Our focus is on young generation learning of global competencies, their ability to analyze complex issues, understand diversity, build collaborations, and respect human dignity. The reason why we focus on young generation learning of global competencies is that they don't learn them at school. There is a systemic challenge in learning. Students lack relevant digital tools to support their learning. Teachers lack relevant tools and collective teaching methods. And schools as educational institutions lack models to how reorganize school education in a way that it supports students' meaningful learning of global competencies. Our solution leads to systemic change in learning. It consists of valid instruments on global competencies, usable digital technologies for teachers and students, and applicable educational process models that help schools to integrate these new digital tools, instruments, and teaching methods to everyday work at school. I shortly tell how our solution works. Students collaborate in classroom. In the middle of their work, they evaluate their learning of global competencies with our experience sampling application that they have in their own mobile device and receive immediate feedback of their learning. That is crucial for that. In the next phase, students and teachers reflect on their learning of global competencies by using our competence wall that connects individual data from students and shows the results based on those on the competence wall, and shows the areas of strengths and areas of development. And based on this evidence and immediate feedback again, students and teachers improve their educational practices together. And gradually, and repeating these rounds of evaluations and reflection, students have cumulative evidence of their learning. And gradually, students improve in their global competencies and are ready to go further in their educational path. Our solution is not only for basic education, it is also for further education and work life. Our solution supports lifelong learning of global competencies globally, and it even produces global Dlearn indicator, GDI, that will soon be the new GDP all around the world. We are a multidisciplinary and strong team with extensive collaboration networks. We have doubled our team during this year with software experts who we extremely importantly need in the current developments of our solution. Our solution has global impact on building sustainable future and innovations together. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? I'm looking at you two guys. No? There's a question in the back there.
Hello, I'm Otto Villa. What are these global competencies?
They are the ability to analyze complex issues, understand diversity, build continuous and long-term collaboration, and respect human dignity. They are integrated to the learning of all the subjects at school. So when you are working on physics or mathematics or chemistry, at the moment, at the same time, teachers need to support learning of this kind of global competencies. They are integrated, and that's why they are so tricky to teach and learn.
A very good question. Is there any other questions?
Here. I have a question that the app just suggests what are their weaknesses and strengths in simple fashion. to put it that way. So how do you just measure the problems, or do you also give solutions, which are, I think, at most important, because learning is one exercise and every brain acts very differently, especially children's brain. So how do you give solutions for those problems?
Yeah, the first part related to the solutions is, as I showed in the pictures, is that when teachers and students receive the immediate feedback and results based on how students have responded, so they both can see and reflect that what are the things that we know or can do already, what are the skills that we are good at as a group, and what are the areas of development that we need to train further. And then teachers and students together think that what are the things, how we learn this kind of thing, skills together.
Okay.
And related to that, we are now developing the advisor for teacher based on the results, so it will suggest different teaching methods and different practices to be utilized in the classroom by using artificial intelligence based on the results or the data.
Here's a question over here.
Yes, I would like to ask, since you are trying to teach complex issues, how do you actually measure if they're doing well, the students, or if it's a weakness, since you're talking about teaching complex issues, about complex issues?
Yeah, we actually measure how they are able to analyze and solve complex issues. So we have, in the app, we have a set of questions that students, by responding to them, report that how they feel that they have been doing this kind of things in the classroom. It is self-report at that time, and of course, it is not the same thing as teacher or someone else measuring or evaluating the level of their knowledge, but still we know based on research that when students know and focus on this kind of things and learning this kind of skills, so it has influence on where they focus on and what is the emphasis in their mind.
So you are all about learning. What did you learn during the year?
Actually, I have said several times that the critical thing for us, first critical thing, were the requirements to participate to Helsinki Challenge. So you required multidisciplinary team, multidisciplinary collaborations, and we partly knew our team members beforehand, but we have several new members who we only recruited for the challenge and for making the solution together with us, and it has been amazing. So to work in a new team, with a partly new team, and really interesting and complex problem actually, and receiving your support from Helsinki Challenge throughout this year, and even learn new ways and new things related to doing science. So highly beneficial.
That sounds amazing. Thank you very much, Dlearn.Helsinki.